First of all, I wanted to welcome all of you here. Our entire team at Ideal Image of Orlando is eternally grateful because we now have these true testimonials of our actual guests, right? We've been doing this for years with iHeartMedia. We have these phenomenal endorsers that we use, and they obviously love our services. Yes. And they come and they talk about how wonderful Ideal Image is, but I think that there's a different impact from the actual guests that we see on a daily basis. And that is so important, is that we want everyone to hear your stories. Ideal Image, we do have real results. We do have real people, but I want everyone to learn about the real stories because that's what makes us special.
My name is Lisa Gifford, and I have been family with Ideal Image since the early 2000s, and they have completely changed my life. The first reason I went to see them, I had spinal fusions when I was in my early 20s, and shaving became a bit of a challenge. Well, that went into hair removal on legs, arms, chin. Then we got into cool sculpting when that was invented, and it just, as a woman of a certain age, I'm not going to say 50, that you're how you feel about yourself means everything. You can't rely on other people to lift you up anymore. It's really about what we need to do. And so if you need to take that time to do this, whether it's costful or what, I cannot tell you how rewarded you will be. I cried one time getting carded. 50 years old, I got carded. I was like, yay! So that is my story, and I would be lost without these ladies. They've looked out for me for many, many years. They let me out once a year.
I'm Nada. I've been with Ideal Image since 2006. I had a lot of health issues and hormone problems, which is affect a lot of self-confidence for me. So being with them, it helps get my confidence back. I did have the full body hair removal with them, and I'm still part of it. I love the service. I love everything they have offered so far, and I will continue to be with them. Thank you.
Awesome. So I'm Ray. I'm with Johnny's House on XL 1067. I don't remember what year I started with you guys. It was a long, long time ago. But I remember doing my underarms first and just being so shocked by the difference of just like the first couple of treatments and then being addicted. That addicted feeling to having smooth skin and not having to shave and tweeze and all of that. And so I just feel like the difference between when I first started Ideal Image to now, I'm always like, so what's next? So what's next? Just because as soon as you walk in there, you know you're going to come out leaving with confidence. And so I moved on to my bikini area, my legs. I now have my sister who is going there. She has PCOS and she has struggled for years. I've seen her cry, like growing up. I've seen my sister cry because of the unwanted hair. And so watching her go through this process has made me feel like I'm making a difference in her life, which I know the ladies over there, they make such a huge difference. I'm going to get all cried.
People don't realize how emotional it is.
I know. So, but they just make a huge difference, not only with my confidence and just talking to the women at Ideal Image and the people that have gone through this whole process. And now I'm doing Botox and filler. I'm trying cool sculpting because now I have twins and I can't work out every single day because I'm not 20 anymore. And so, it's just life-changing. So thank you.
So you stole my story. I'm a twin mom as well. I have been teased my whole entire life for being hairy. I'm, Middle Eastern descent. We are hairy. And as I hit puberty, along came hormonal issues and PCOS. And I remember a boyfriend in the past said, what is all of that? And just being a girl trying to navigate all of that, it was just very, very hard for me. So of course you get the razor and you're just shaving everything you can shave. I mean, down to my toes. And I remember walking in. It takes a lot of courage first to walk in and be vulnerable and expose yourself. I met Brooke. She made me feel very, very comfortable. She showed me her success on her legs. And I thought, geez, if I can just get the legs done, because I shave in the morning and then in the afternoon, there it is. And it's just a lot. Yes. So I started with my legs. I told my technician nurse, listen, it's really important for me to get my toes. And she said, absolutely, absolutely, we will get those, not a problem. That led into me thinking, okay, what else really bothers me? My upper lip, my side here, my armpits. It was probably the best gift I gave myself. So I can't tell you the last time I shaved my legs. And yes, yes. And then as far as ideal image, there's a lot of services out there. And I did my research, and I, again, working with predominantly women, we talk, we share, and a lot of, friends, colleagues went to X, Y, and Z and didn't get the success story that they wanted for whatever reason. I learned Ideal Image uses the best technology, the best equipment, and I knew I was in good hands. And as a woman, you're going to go through a lot of hormonal changes, right? So a little bit of, hair popped up here and there, not a problem. I came in, got it taken care of. Probably the best use of my money I have ever spent. Truth be told, so there's like a lot of Groupons, a lot of places that offer the service, but the equipment is what matters. So I can't stress that enough. There's places that offer it for super cheap, so people want to just go there, and then later on they come to me after a year and they're like, why is your success? And I'm like, because it's the technique and the equipment.
Every woman will get facial hair at some point.
Sure.
It's just a matter of when, but it's not talked about enough. And that's why I so wanted you women to come in here, because you're giving an audience to it finally.
Yeah.
And now we're going to have women out there that are like, oh my God, I finally
do that. Yeah.
I have that. Maybe I can come in and I'll feel comfortable now.
My name is Jenny Castillo. I'm with the morning show on Rumba 100.3, and just like Ray, I did Ideal Image like almost 10 years ago, but it was the best decision of my life. If anybody knows me, you will know that I don't endorse just anyone. I will turn money down if I don't believe in the product, because at the end of the day, when something goes wrong, they don't go back to the client. They come back to me because I'm the one that referred it, right? And so when I first met Brooke and the entire team for Ideal Image, I fell in love with the girls, first of all. They make you feel like you are part of the family because you are, And when I explained to them what I wanted to do, I would just get very irritated, especially my bikini line. It was embarrassing. It was horrible. It was painful. And being a Spanish Latina, I have hairs everywhere. and then of course my lovely grandmother, God rest her soul, she left me an amazing mustache. And yes, I would use machines, I would do waxing, I would do all kinds of stuff, but it wasn't until I met the amazing ladies at Ideal Image Med Spa that it allowed me to be me. And it runs in the family. My sister, my cousin, she will tell you herself, she had a beard. Mm-hmm. And, she was always very embarrassed. And, when she heard me talk about Ideal Image, she kind of like came on a family reunion. She was on the side and she was like, Jenny, can you please help me? I'm like, absolutely. Absolutely. And you should see her now. Her before and after, her pictures, how smooth her skin is. She will tell you from the heart, the best decision that she's ever made in her entire life. And she's super young. So for her to have that, let me put my hair in the face type of thing because I don't want to show my face, to now she puts it all up and she's just, it's like she's radiant. That's what Ideal Image did for her. And for me, my daughter is doing it as well. And, I passed it on to her. Her bikini line gets super irritated. And let's not talk about when she goes in the ocean. Shaving almost every single day, it's just burns. Yes. And why live like that when we can be hairless and have smooth skin? I'm just so thankful for Ideal Image. Thankful. I also did cool sculpting, ladies. I did it my son used to make fun of me because every time I would like say something, I'm Spanish, so I speak with my hands, and he would always go like this to me. And now look at this. Fabulous. He would be like flopping all over the place, and I'm like, shut up. And now I'm like, try it now. So yes, of course, cool sculpting. You can do it on your legs. I learned you can do it right here. We call this la
Oh, yeah.
papada in Spanish. I don't know what you call it. in
Waddle.
There you
Your
go.
double chin.
The double chin, yes. So it's just so many different services. So if there's something that's going on with you, just reach out to Ideal Image, whichever location. They're all amazing. And I'm sure that they can come up with something specifically for you, tailored to your needs.
All right, so my name is Stephanie. Some of you know I'm Jenny Castillo's sister-in-law. She was the one referring me to Ideal Image, and when I tell you that when I got that first gift, I remember it was like 5 years ago for Christmas, and it was for my armpits, and I have no idea what's going on. I'm a makeup artist as well, so I'm always using like little cute tops or whatever, and that was one of my insecurities. Like I could not lift my arms because every time I will shave, it was so bad that I will have scars under my skin. Like I will bleed because I would get really bad ingrown hairs and they will not come off. So it was just after every shave, it was just creating a bigger scar every time. So, and it was painful. So you will see me walking or like doing anything. I'll be like I would not lift my arm because I would not feel comfortable. So when I received that gift, I was like crying like a baby. I'm like, yes, finally, because I saw Jenny going through the whole process. And I was like, okay, I'm going to go. So I met the beautiful girls over there. They made me feel so comfortable because I was scared. I didn't know what was going to happen. And after I start seeing all the results, my armpits will start getting smoother and smoother and prettier. And I'll be like, Jenny, and then I will start wearing like, cute dresses and stuff. And I'm like, yes, let's do it. And then after that, I did the full Brazilian. I went all in. I'm like, yes, do it all, because it was the same thing for the bikini area and all of that. And it's just my confidence went to the sky.
I love that you call it a gift.
Yes. It
That's
was
really
a gift. It was so awesome, and I enjoyed it every time. Every time I would go to the appointment, the girls were like, oh, like they would treat me like family. So how was your trip? How was this? How was that? I saw that.
And they remember every
Yes,
story.
yes.
And I'm like, they must have write it every time. When we come back, they're like, let me just. But it was just so comforting and amazing, and I enjoyed it every process. So thank you guys.
Hi guys, my name is Katia Rodriguez, and I actually, just like you, my sister was bragging. My sister started this whole thing, okay? She was like, Katia, look, I don't have any hair.
Competition, get
and I'm
on.
like, girl, you better stop. So I was like, okay, I was ignoring her, and then I believe I heard Jenny a couple of times on the radio station too, and then I'm like, you know what? My sister keeps bragging about this, Jenny's talking about this, I gotta go check this out. And so I do real estate full time, and I also do modeling and influencing and stuff like that. So I don't have a lot of time in my hands. I don't have kids, but I do a lot, right? So the same concept, not enough time in a day. It grows every other hour,
Right.
I would say. We're Latinas, some of us, we all have that issue where it just goes in too fast. So I have thick hair, as you can tell, dark hair. So I would shave, the next day is there, and not only is it there, but even when I did shave recent, it's still like a shadow, that dark shadow, and it still gave me insecurities, and I've always been confident, thank God. I've never had like issues like to like not feel like myself, but that was one thing where I'm like, oh, I don't want to lift my arms there, I don't know if it's already in there, like if it grew back in already, so I'll just keep my hands down and stuff. And so I went into Ideal Image, and they sold me. They sold me. I said, take my money here. So I don't care. I'll pay it my whole life. I don't care. Sell the car. Sell the car. So I literally just, I keep my hair, my eyebrows, and my eyelashes. Everything else is pretty much burnt off.
Yeah.
So it's sizzled away.
It's working.
So I love it. Honestly, it saves me so much time. My skin has improved as well. Less bumps, less irritation, no redness, no burning when I go swimming in the beach. I show up too now. And with modeling and stuff, I don't have those dark shadows. I don't have to worry about, I grew in already, let me keep my hand down. I'm like, I know it's not there.
For you.
And I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to share my story, and you guys have amazing stories too. So I think this will be a powerful message for sure. And there is a lot of women out there who are not confident enough to talk about it.
We
or
gotta
to
all
try
start
it.
talking more in general. Period.
Right.
Yes.
So no, this is awesome, and I hope a lot of more women like go try it out. They're gonna
Now that we all know
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So
It's
I
funny
love
because
it.
we try to like spread the word as much as we possibly can, and every time I see somebody, they're like, "Do you really do that?" And I'm like,
yeah.
just like Jenny, I say no to things if I don't want to endorse it, if I don't,
Right.
trust it. But I will show them my legs, and I'm like, no, feel them. No, like, please.
Yeah,
feel my
yeah,
legs.
yeah.
I'm like, you're allowed to touch me. Please feel my legs.
I have a funny story. I am actually obsessed with armpits.
I was gonna say, but I'm like, I'm not gonna share it. That's
I like it.
Male, female,
Is this like a fetish? that you're like-
It's mostly female because I love my armpits so much, and I'm like, you will find me sometimes
Just
sitting
rubbing
down, just caressing my armpits. I kid you not. And then I am actually, this is a true story, and she can tell you. And then I'm also very observant of other underarms, and I will. She doesn't have laser hair removal. Oh, she shaves or
You
she
can tell.
waxes.
Shadow.
I
Yeah,
can
shadow
tell.
is
I
everywhere.
can tell, and I'm like, it's a thing, and I love to look at. I may be looking at you, and you go like this, it's okay. And I'm really looking at your armpit.
I love this.
And if they're really nice, like Steph's is
Can I
really
touch
nice.
it?
I do. I'm like, can I just caress your armpit?
Listen, when I would show her, like, look, Danny, I didn't say that part because I'm like, I'm not crossing the line. But she would go like this. It's
You
so
haven't
soft.
seen her armpits yet. You might see one that you really just like. I got it.
Jenny's like, I hate when it's wintertime because I can't see armpits. Everybody's wearing long sleeves.
Absolutely. So I wanted to ask you ladies, since you've already done this, you know the experience, you know how it changes your life. How could you convince or tell someone else that is still thinking about it to make that leap of faith randomly?
I've been doing it personally with my friends, just visually.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you guys didn't know me before, but I mean, I was up to like 180, 190. It was very unhealthy. I was doing the goth girl thing, wearing black all the time. They see me now, or they see me in a bathing suit, and they're like, "Who did you kill?" But for me, it's just opened up a whole new world. Like, get to a certain age, and you kind of feel like, okay, you're shelved. I hate to say it that way, but I mean, you do. As a woman, it's hard. And to have like the cheat codes to a game's life, yeah, use them.
Yeah, it's a very game changer. Like,
It
I'm a flight
is.
attendant. So most of the time I have a conversation with all my, colleagues. I'm like, guys, we don't have that much
Do they ever touch your
time.
armpits?
They touch my skin all the time.
It's beautiful.
They're always saying, "Oh my God, how come you have, and they know, I'm Persian, Iranian, and we are Middle Eastern, Harry. Some people that know me from long time ago. But now everybody's like, oh my God, how especially some Middle Eastern, they're like, how you have skin so soft? And I'm like, this has happened. This is a process. And I have a picture. I show them like, this is how I was. And I had the unibrows. I had the full beard. But, and I started very young with, that time it wasn't even laser, wasn't exist. It was a electrolysis one. One by one.
Oh.
So laser will definitely change. And one thing I love about Ideal Image, it was the work with my schedule. Like this is flexibility of their schedule is just mind taking for me. And I do have a lot of colleagues now that start with them. They're going to Turkey Lake location. They start a process, and two of them they're actually really happy about it.
I think a lot of women, and not just women, men too, right? They suffer from a lot of the similar insecurities.
They won't admit it. Men won't admit it.
It's true. My brother years ago did his chest, and that just made me think, gosh, so many people are suffering. But I think, there's barriers, and just talking through them. There's fear that stops people from doing the first step.
What you pay for is what you get.
Yes.
There's
Yes.
like you were saying,
Yes.
the Groupons,
The
and
quality,
you go to
too.
places, and they're not going to have the lifetime, promise
Yes.
from like Ideal Image, and they're not going to treat you like family. When you go there, they're going to make sure that you're going to be happy.
Yes.
If
You're
there's
not gonna be
one
like-
thing that I have learned is that you get
Yes.
what you
You
pay
pay
for.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And my husband and I think about that all the time. And whenever we're going to make decisions, we're like, okay, we're getting this amazing bargain over here, but is it going to be worth it at the end? And with 9 times out of 10, it always comes up.
Yes.
You get what you pay for.
Yes.
You see, we should have done it the right way. So
So I think, who really loves razors? Like, I don't think anybody loves razors.
and you spend
I
so
wanna
much
have
money;
you.
they're so expensive.
They're expensive. So it's like, okay, do we want to continue buying this every other week or like, every day? Or do you want to take that same money you're applying to that, budget a little bit more, stop spending money on unnecessary things, put it towards something that's going to make you feel good and look good, and you're not going to regret a penny of it.
And prone to infection. So not being cut on is a huge deal for me.
Right.
So all this stuff, while it may be uncomfortable or unpleasant at times, it's not invasive to me. So that's how I justified it personally.
Yeah. Any of you wax before?
Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, Middle Easterns are no. We do sugaring.
Exactly.
I mean, I was raised with my mom. Sugaring is a more natural way of making wax at home. I can't tell you the pain.
Did you bleed? Because I would bleed constantly
So
with the waxing. I was like, no.
I kid you not. There, some of the things that I've endured when it comes to hair is unbelievable. Waxing, tweezing, shaving,
Plucking.
electrolysis. Someone mentioned.
Have you ever done threading?
Oh,
Yes.
I did it. Yes, I did my whole face.
That hurts so bad.
I walked away like, what in the world? Yes.
Just lay there for
Yes.
like an hour.
Beauty's pain, choose your pain.
Yes. Yes. So speaking of hormones, it was mentioned at some point in your life you're going to experience hair growth. Well, for me, I experienced it at puberty. And, my mother who, just wanted to do the sugaring or waxing, that was very painful. I was like, Lord, what do we have to do? And my mom would say stuff like that too. In Arabic, she would say, beauty is pain, endure it. And I'm like,
We've all heard
God. So
We have something similar in Spanish.
right. Yes, it's universal. It is universal. So it wasn't until, it wasn't until I was an adult and had, control of my own expenses and my own decisions that I did my research. And, I will forever suffer from, coarse, dark hair. So I, did my research, decided this is what is needed for me. This particular machine and equipment and the services there is going to be successful for me. So I have never had to really retouch my upper lip. I'm very grateful for that because the hair is hormonally, you're going to get pop-ups. So yes, I, suffer from PCOS that unfortunately gives, extra hair, coarse hair. But I know there's many women that suffer, and you shouldn't have to suffer like this when there is services, but we're shy to talk about it. We're embarrassed to talk about it, so.
I was going to say, I wish as like being a mom now, if my kids endure any pain, I wish I could take that pain away immediately. And I just can't even fathom like having a child, like my daughter being in high school and being embarrassed of unwanted hair. Like I wish as a mother, like if you're a mom and you have a child that has that, some sort of like complex and they're in high school, like I wish I could tell all the moms, like go to you guys, go to Ideal Image, like talk to them because there is no real age restriction. And I mean, obviously to an extent, but
Real people, real results, real stories. Thank you, Ideal Image.